There you go. There you go. That's what you want? That's what you want? Show ass up, man. That's what you want? That's what. Get up.
Get up, Craig. Get up, Craig.
I'm gonna scoot over. Get up. Look at the shit. Put your head down. Scoot up. Put your head down. Put that one down, man.
Hit his ass again, Bo. Hey, Bo, hit his ass. Hit his ass. Hot water.
Ooh, nigga, how you get up there? And it look like you stuck? Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt. Nigga, that shit gonna hurt. You better try to turn around and scoot. You better retreat, nigga. Go back, turn around. Oh yeah, you gonna pass away.
Nobody tells you that prison is cold. Not just the temperature, though concrete and steel never warm up, but the kind of cold that seeps into your bones and changes who you are forever. What if I told you that every single person who enters prison goes through the exact same psychological transformation? A journey so predictable, so devastating, that psychologists can map it out stage by stage.
You better get your bitch ass over there. You better get your bitch ass over there, nigga. Can't make this shit up, boy. Your ass getting out of here.
Today, we're diving deep into the mental warfare of incarceration, the invisible prison that forms inside your mind. Picture this. One day, you're choosing what to eat for breakfast, deciding when to sleep, calling your family whenever you want. The next day, every single decision is stripped away. When to wake up, not your choice. What to wear, not your choice. When to eat, shower, or even use the bathroom, not your choice.
Well, today's date is June 8th. It already didn't happen. One time this month, I'm gonna flush it. This is the second time. The water is brown with rust all in it. It happened twice, sometimes 3 times a month. Now let's go here. See how water brown? This is the water we got to drink. This happens 2 or 3 times a month. And they call themselves just flooding the pipes out when them pipes 80, maybe 60 to 80 years old. And you got to renew the whole system. Not flush it out, that's the cheap way. And this is what we drinking since I've been here 3 years. This is how it look. It's just a miracle. By God's grace, we still alive.
The average prison cell.
Wow. Welcome to another episode, everyone. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. And we're watching prison footage that will make you question humanity. We just saw this inhumane water that these individuals are forced to drink. He said he's been there for 3 years. I don't know where this is at. This is nowhere in California. As many of you know, I've done over 30 years of incarceration. I've never seen water like that, even in the Los Angeles County Jail or in any prison system in California. There's no way that the inmates there would go for that. People are going to be attacked, the police and everything immediately. That will change immediately. No way. So I don't know where that's at. But that's unbelievable. That's ridiculous. He's been drinking that water, he said, for 3 years, that brown, nasty, water that looks like it has urine in it. It looks like urine water. It's coming through the pipes. It probably is urine water. Drinking that water for 3 years. This is what they have to live off of. This is how they survive. You don't want to go here. You don't want to go to prison. It's not worth it. Look at how these people are living. Look at all these individuals passing out. This dude flopping around like a fish. Seen that footage before. They're all off of that spice in prison now. And they're flopping around. They laid out, passed out, dude dropping. They all tripping off of this stuff, hallucinating, going crazy. You don't want to be there, man.
Is 60 square feet. That's smaller than most people's bathrooms. Now imagine sharing that space, that toilet, that existence with another human being you didn't choose to live with. The psychological shock is immediate and overwhelming. Your brain literally cannot process what's happening. That's why almost everyone starts with the same response: denial.
Whatever that Tuncha do to a nigga, man, that real life Tuncha, man. Look at him. Look at him. Look at his ass. That was that Tuncha, man. That bitch undefeated, man. Live, man. Live in that bitch. I'm talking about going live, man. Look at this nigga. Look at him. Where you from, nigga? Say.
This is not normal. This is not normal behavior, clearly. And you should not be like this anywhere, in any situation, on the street or in jail. But you certainly don't want to be like this while incarcerated, because while they're making light of it and laughing and clowning this individual, you know, should he do something wrong, and this is wrong, but because he's off of this stuff and he does something to another race, says something to another race, they're not going to care that he's on this stuff. It can affect everyone there, his behavior. So they're supposed to disallow, they being his faction, his car, the blacks, disallow this sort of behavior, period, because it can reflect upon everyone. So I don't know where this is at and what kind of stuff they got going on, but this is it. This is your brain on drugs. They're in prison. As I said, all of these individuals, they're in prison. Not all, but a lot of these individuals there now are using this K2, this spice or whatever, and tripping like this. This is what we're seeing in this footage.
Oh no, not that. There ain't no violence. There ain't no violence, no.
Get up, nigga.
That's so goddamn funny.
Think about the stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. And now imagine going through that while locked in a cage. First comes denial. This isn't real. This can't be happening. I'll wake up from this nightmare. Some inmates stay in denial for years. One man said, "I don't think one time during my 28 years did I ever think that I would do life in prison." Then the anger hits, and when you're trapped with nowhere to go, that anger becomes explosive. Fights, grievances, joining gangs just to have somewhere to channel the rage. Next is bargaining, making deals with God, promising to change, writing letters begging for another chance, your mind desperately searching for any way out.
Get him, RP.
What the fuck is you doing, man?
Get him, RP. Get him. Get him, OG. He gonna get your ass, OG.
Sit down, bro. Damn, hold.
Get his ass, OG. He get his ass. Push. Get him, OG. Get up. Act like you.
Flip flop, bro. OG.
Act like you about to.
Here's where it gets really dark. To survive prison, you have to become someone else. You develop what researchers call a prison mask, an impenetrable emotional facade that protects you from appearing weak. Show emotion, you're a target. Be friendly, you're suspicious. Trust someone, you're a fool. This mask starts as protection, but eventually you can't take it off. Even when you want to feel something, anything, the mask won't come off. Former inmates describe trying to cry at their mother's funeral and feeling nothing.
I don't know what inmates he talked to. But, you know, of course, depending on the situation and depending on yourself and your character, prison can make you more callous, more calculating, more strategic, and, you know, less humble, more aggressive, more bitter, etc. But I certainly cried when my mother passed, like a baby. Still do. So I don't know what he's going through, what he's talking about, what individuals he knows are from prison, former inmates that have been unable to cry even at their mother's funeral, former inmates, because they're that hardcore now. I'm gonna say that's a fallacy.
Do the stank leg, Black. Black, what you reaching for? We got us one. We got us two. We got us three. Oh, hey, turn around that way. Oh, hell no. Hey, whoa.
The hypervigilance never stops. Every sound could be danger. Every person could be a threat. Your brain rewires itself for constant survival mode. Imagine living every second like you're walking through a dark alley at 3 a.m. Now imagine doing that for years. This is the part nobody talks about. After enough time, you don't just adapt to prison. You become prison. It's called institutionalization, and it's terrifying. Your brain literally forgets how to make decisions. One former inmate stood in a grocery store for an hour, paralyzed by choosing breakfast cereal. After decades of being told what to eat and when, his brain couldn't process having options. You lose your name.
I don't know about that either, because when I go in the store, I grab all kinds of stuff. Lucky to be able to get this stuff, and now that I have access to whatever I want, I get in there and go crazy every time I go. I don't have a hard time at all making a decision. Just get it all. You get what this. If I look at it and I think I want to throw it in the basket. I don't know what this guy's talking about. I guess it's some individuals that may find it hard to get in the store and make a decision after being in prison for so long, I suppose. But for the most part, everybody that I know that's out of prison, they go and eat, and they eat whatever they want, as much as they want. And it's not hard for them to figure it out at all. Jeez.
You become a number. You lose your clothes. You become a uniform. You lose your identity. You become inmate.
What you do to make this happen?
Nah, nigga, fuck that 9 movie.
Nah, fuck that. What you do? What you do?
Call it a little way, no?
And you can see right there, tattooed on his forehead is, "I'm a snitch." not tattooed, but this is how some individuals used to get tattoos in juvenile hall back in the days, CYA, California Youth Authority, and all of this stuff. Get a staple and scratch it in. Scratching, that's probably what that is. Something like that. Get an instrument, but typically it's some little staple and just straight carve in the tattoo. Normally on your forearm or chest or whatever, someone apparently carved this in on his head for being a snitch, and then got him sitting there on the phone talking about him being a snitch and carved this in on his head. That hurt. It's in there. That hurt. That's a lot of letters there to be carving in one by one, carving in his head. You can see where he's bleeding at and all that. That hurt it. That hurt. Whoa. It says I'm a snitch. Oh, man.
You told on the real nigga to save your face, huh? Yeah, y'all see what happened when a nigga tell on the hog or something, man. Tell on the real nigga or something, man. That's what we doing. Yeah. All about notorious shit, man. Go and hit it one more time.
The person you were before, they're gone, dead, and someone else is wearing your body. The environment itself attacks your humanity. No privacy, ever. Someone watching when you shower, when you use the toilet, when you sleep. The message is clear. You're not human anymore. You're livestock. Prison has its own society with ironclad rules nobody explains, but everyone must follow. Break them, and the consequences are severe. There's a pecking order based on your crime, your sentence, your connections. Old heads, the veterans, run things. They're the teachers, the authority, sometimes the only stability in chaos. Race divides everything, not by choice, but by survival. Crossing racial lines can get you killed. You eat with your race, exercise with your race, fight for your race, even if you never cared about race before. Then there's the economy, the underground trade of contraband, favors, and protection. Everything has a price. Nothing is free. Debts must be paid, one way or another.
I got to work with you at. Because here's the thing. This isn't what you got from me.
But you told me I can't control what they give me. I put down what you told me to. What
you had it last week. You let someone take it.
Bro, that's $10. You told me I could bring you whatever.
No, I didn't.
I don't gotta come to your scope after I give
you. You don't have to.
Yeah, after I bring you $2.50. I don't. You think what?
You're a bum.
Okay. That's words, bro.
It's words, the truth.
But I'm a grown man. You know that.
Grown boy.
Yeah. And you in the same place I'm in. Yeah. And you older than me.
Right. And I keep my word.
And guess what? We all make mistakes. And while we all here in the same place have to deal with this crap. Get it right. Here for a string of armed robbers.
Drugs. Support your drug habits.
Yeah. Well, I'm not crazy enough to kill nobody.
While you're transforming into someone else, your family is moving on without you. Your kids are growing up. Your spouse is learning to live alone. Your parents are aging. 22% of...
She's not living alone. She's living, but she's not living alone, man. Yeah, he's right. People have moved on. You go in prison and you're sitting in there for some time and you're living a miserable life, and life goes on the street. You'll find yourself in there in prison with no support, all by your lonesome. Your family, depending on how long you are in there, how long you've been in there, of course, you hear the stories. I've been around individuals who've just lost everyone. Mother died, father died, sister died since they've been in there. They've been in there for 30 years. They were 30 years old when they got in there. And, so their mother was, 55 or something when they got to prison. And they've been in there for 30 years. So everybody then passed on and moved on, man. And you just find yourself by yourself living this sort of miserable life, miserable existence. And you have to maneuver and navigate it all by yourself sometimes. It's just the best remedy to any situation like this is just to never find yourself in a situation to begin with. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but not necessarily. It's so much harder to get out of the situation than it is to get in it. So just do not get yourself in the situation to begin with, because once you do, it's going to be hard to get out of these sort of situations. Think before you act.
Incarcerated mothers report intense, unending distress about their children throughout their entire sentence. Imagine missing every birthday, every graduation, every moment that matters. Phone calls cost a fortune, sometimes $1 per minute. Visits require family to travel hundreds of miles. Letters take weeks. Slowly, the connections fade. When you finally get out, your 5-year-old is 15. They don't know you. You don't know them. You're a stranger wearing their father's face, trying to parent with skills you never developed, because prison took that away too. But it's not just mental illness, it's mental transformation. Your brain physically changes. The areas controlling decision-making shrink. The areas controlling fear and aggression grow. You're being rewired for an environment that doesn't exist in the real world. You're being programmed for survival in hell, which makes you unfit for heaven or even normal life.
My name's Tanya. What the hell they did that to your head for? Playing with that blood shit. Turn around. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, turn back around. What you gonna do different next time? I keep that blood shit to a T and keep it out my mouth until it's real right. Okay, boo. Say twin. That ball head shit.
How having the spoon in the pants and bullshit.
Here's the cruelest part. When you finally get out, the prison comes with you. It's called post-incarceration syndrome, like PTSD, but specifically from the trauma of being caged. You can't relax, you can't trust, you can't feel. Simple things become impossible. Choosing what to wear paralyzes you. Crowds trigger panic attacks. Sleeping without concrete walls feels unsafe. Intimacy feels
I don't feel unsafe at all sleeping without concrete walls. I'm good. I don't have any problem dressing myself every day, choosing what to wear. Again, I don't know exactly what he's talking about. Of course, there is an adjustment once you leave an environment like that without your freedom for however long, especially if you've been in there for a long time. Everything's going to be different when you come home, compared to when you had left the street. So it's going to be an adjustment. You have to adapt to the differences in society, but it doesn't take long to adapt to see how the world is moving and to get in line with that. If that's what your objective is. If you want to hold on to this stuff and let it affect you for the rest of your life, then of course that will be your decision. but you can shred, you know, the horrific vestiges of prison if you want to, if you are focused.
Foreign and dangerous. The world moved on while you were frozen in time. Technology changed, culture shifted. Everyone else lived years of life while you just existed.
Damn, tighten up, man. What you doing? Got that bitch stuck. Hey, say, Ooh, you should have shot the shit out of his ass. What you got going on, OG? You straight? You good? You sure? What you smoking on? Got no scripts? You got no scripts, ain't it? Ain't you on no script?
I'm on the van for
Yeah. Hey, break dance for one time. Man, yeah. Hit that shit one time, gang. You gotta hit that shit one time. Oh, you a real player? Hey, throw that shit up one time. Throw your gang up one time. Real, where you from? Where you from? Throw your shit up.
You're free, but you're not. The cage is gone, but the bars are still in your mind. But here's what the system doesn't want you to know. Even in the darkest places, humanity finds a way. Inmates create art that would make you weep. They earn degrees, write books, mentor younger inmates. They form families of choice, build communities of support, find meaning in meaninglessness. Some discover spirituality that transforms them completely. Others use their time for deep reflection and growth that would never happen in the chaos of free life. The resilience is remarkable. The creativity is boundless. The capacity for change, even in a system designed to break you, is proof that the human spirit cannot be fully caged.
How some prisoners cook their food.
You already know what the fuck going on. Saturday vibes. Saturday vibes. You get pick your selection and get you an ice cold one. Yeah. You know what's going on. That's what's going on. I would tell you come fuck with our grill, but it's surreal. Straight up.
We lock people in cages and expect them to come out better. We traumatize them and expect them to heal. We destroy their humanity and expect them to reintegrate. The psychological journey of incarceration isn't rehabilitation. It's systematic destruction of the human psyche. And when 95% of inmates eventually return to society, they bring that destruction with them. Every person in prison goes through this transformation. Every single one. From the teenager doing 6 months to the lifer doing forever. The psychological journey is universal. The question isn't whether prison changes you. The question is whether you can find yourself again after prison tries to erase you. Prison isn't just walls and bars. It's a psychological war that continues long after the sentence ends. The men and women who survive it aren't the same people who went in. They can't be. If you know someone who's been inside, now you understand why they seem different, why they can't just move on, why the simplest things are suddenly complex. And if you're someone who's lived this journey, you're not alone. Your struggle is real, your trauma is valid, and your resilience is remarkable. The cold never really leaves, but may.
Wow. And there you have it, people. That's prison for you. Look at those knives these individuals are holding. These prisons have to be out there. They're not in California. They're out of state. I didn't recognize the structure of those dorms or any of that. And the way they're living is foul with that filthy water that, as he said, it's a miracle that they're still alive. They're fortunate to be alive. You have to drink water in order to live, in order to function and survive, in order for your body to function. So they're forced to drink this stuff. And who knows the long-term effects of this poisonous water. I mean, they probably don't have long to live drinking this water for so long. Seriously. You know, this is an unfortunate situation. This is prison life. And these individuals, you can't go there and make it harder on yourself by getting involved with illegal narcotics and carrying yourself the way some of these individuals are, passing out, falling out. This is not a joke, man. You have to be alert, observant, and be prepared to protect yourself at all times. You cannot defend yourself or protect yourself if you're running around passing out and falling out because you're off of these substances that are no good for you. So it's just not worth it, man. You have to take your life more serious than that. Even though your situation may be a dire one because you're in prison, your life is not over. You can still study, exercise, and cultivate your character, become a better person, regardless of your situation. So you still have to respect yourself and don't carry yourself like that. Doesn't matter where you're at. Passing out, taking this stuff, and you stuck on the wall and stuck and you can't move and all this. You don't want anyone to see you like that, and you don't want to see yourself like that. You want to be strong and in control of your situation at all times. Let me know what you think in the comments. Wild work. Stay safe and stay free, people.